And it's Arcanine, Arcanine PC. We're by far the greatest team that the world has ever seen. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You can call me Kai Guy. Welcome back to another video here on the channel. And if this is your first time here, then a very big special welcome to you. I am your coach of the Arcanine Pokemon Club. That is Arcanine PC for short. And we are here for our Week 1 battle in Season 5 of the NBA Swarm Division. We are going up against Stella and their very, very scary looking team. I honestly think she probably has the best... probably top 3 Terra captains, but they have a very, very solid team. I've got a picture on screen for you guys so you can kind of follow along. But their Fairy Dragon Steel Core is actually disgusting, made up of Celesteela, Kyurem, and Iron Valiant. Actually insane. They also have a very solid physical breaker in the OGERPON Wellspring. Skeledirge, which can be annoying and slack off and spread Will-O-Wisp around. Crocodile can be a late game sweeper with Moxie, as well as just being a good stealth rocker. Tentacruel is just bulky and super annoying. Lycanroc, midday form, which, Pokemon's decent. I think it's a good Terra Captain. And then their final mon is Espeon. I'm surprised Espeon's not a Terra Captain, personally, but not my team, so what can I do? Yeah, really scary team. That first 3, I feel like, honestly, can come to every single week, and it would just be perfect. Like, Kyurem, Iron Valiant, Celesteela easily can come every single week and be fire. In my opinion, at least. Maybe some people might disagree with that, but, like, there's not a lot that deals with those 3 mons. But hopefully we have a team that will. As for what I expect them to bring, I expect the first 3. I expect the Crook, I expect the Ogerpon, and probably the Skeledirge. I could maybe see Espeon, I could maybe see Tentacruel. That's kind of what I'm feeling at the moment. I don't know if they would double water or not, so we'll have to wait and see on that. But look at the team we are bringing. We got our, what I think are our best 6 to bring here. We got first up Behemoth, the Garchomp. Making sure, I don't know what I'm saying anymore, holding the Rosalie Berry with a rough skin, and then move Scale Shot, Swords Dance, Earthquake, Fire Fang. Max attack with a Jelly Nature on this thing, 200 speed as well as 56 HP. The 200 speed, I believe, was for the Kyurem. So that way we'd be guaranteed to outspeed all forms of Kyurem, especially after we get the Scale Shot up, because that would raise our speed stat 1 stage. So it would make it so we could guarantee outspeed a Choice Scarf Kyurem or a Dragon Dance +1 Kyurem. So that way we're able to get off some big damage, outspeed all that cool stuff. That Rosalie Berry is there mainly to allow us to take a hit from the Valiant and be able to get off a big hit like an Earthquake. So that way we can... have a little bit of more longevity with it. Fire Fang is mainly just here for Celesteela, even though Celesteela is going to Terra anyway. But outside of that, like, Earthquake plus Scale Shot kind of does work into their team. Like, Skeletors don't want to take an Earthquake. Lycanroc before it Terras. Tentacruel doesn't want to take an Earthquake. Scale Shot, High Fifi, does good damage to Kyurem. It really just depends on the Celesteela Terra. Maybe they'd go just pure Steel, which wouldn't be a bad play, but even then, Fire Fang still does good chip. Be a little bit of a tough 1v1, but hopefully we can make that happen. But yeah, that's going to be Behemoth this week. Next up is Pink Concerto, our Tapu Lele holding the Choice Scarf with Psychic, Psyshock, Moonblast, and Nature's Madness. Max special attack and max speed on this thing with a timid nature. This will allow us to outspeed everything on their team as long as they don't have their own Choice Scarfers. The other way this could be a little bit of an issue is if their Iron Valiant is speed boosting, which it very well could be. So that might be a little bit annoying, but we should be able to eat 1 from an Iron Valiant, hopefully, and then be able to get off a big hit on it with either Moonblast or Psychic. So that should be hopefully pretty alright for us. Yeah, this thing does good work as well. It does good work to Kyurem, depending on the Celesteela Terra type. It could do good work. Moonblast hits Crook. Skeledirge does not want to take a Psychic Terrain boosted Psychic. Neither does Tentacruel. Yeah, this thing puts in work, so hopefully we can let it do so. But that's going to be Pink Concerto this week. Pretty standard Tapu Lele set. Next up, we got Aqua Tank, our Alomomola holding the Heavy Duty Boots with Regenerator. And the moves Baton Pass, Wish, Knockoff, and Toxic. Baton Pass is mainly here instead of Flip Turn for the Water Absorb on the Ogerpon Wellspring. Wish is to pass off a little bit of healing to the rest of our team. Knockoff is to just remove items. Toxic to spread a little purple around. And then we're going Spadef this week. Max HP, Max Spadef to let this thing eat maybe an extra hit from an Iron Valiant, from an Espeon. I don't know if it lives a freeze dry from Kyurem. My instincts tell me probably not. But going Spadef on this thing seemed like the better call this week. I originally had this thing Fizz Def, but I got talked out of it. I don't think it's going to end up mattering too much personally, but I don't know. I feel like being able to eat like a Moonblast from a Valiant or Thunderbolt might be a little bit important this week, and then being able to pivot into something else afterwards. So we'll see. We'll see how it ends up factoring in. But we're going max HP, max def on this guy. Heavy duty boots, making sure we don't take any hazard damage, and regenerator, making sure we can heal ourselves back up. That is the plan for Aqua Tank. Next up is Storm Rider, the Thunderous Theory, and one of our Terra Captains holding the Expert Belt with the moves Agility, Thunderbolt, Terra Blast, and Focus Blast. I forgot to say it has Volt Absorb for ability. And we're rocking the Terra Fly this week. So looking at this, Focus Blast with an Expert Belt at our EVs guarantee Oko's Kyurem. Terra Flying, Terra Blast will definitely Oko Iron Valiant. Thunderbolt with Oko Celesteal before Terras. Terra Blast would Oko OGERPON Wellspring. Thunderbolt would do good damage, if not Oko the Tentacruel. Probably not Oko, but probably pretty close to it. Focus Blast hits the Crook. Skeletorge can be a little bit annoying, but I don't think it really wants to take a modest Thunderbolt. So yeah, this thing kind of goes stupid, especially with that Expert Belt, giving it that little bit of an extra boost of super effective damage. 112 HP, 144 speed, max special attack modest on this thing. I believe this outspeeds a +1 Valiant after an agility. And that was kind of the plan on this thing, was to outspeed that. So hopefully we can catch it off guard, maybe get a big KO off on that, because Iron Valiant scares the daylights out of me, so the sooner that thing is gone, the better. So that's going to be Storm Rider this week. Next up, we got Large Body the Aggron, holding the Aggronite with Sturdy, Heavy Slam, Earthquake, Stealth Rock, Toxic. So I originally had Body Press and Roar on this thing, but I ended up dropping Body Press for Earthquake, and I ended up dropping Roar for Toxic. So I wanted Earthquake to be able to hit the Skeletorge on a switch-in, or the Tentacruel. And Toxic seemed good to maybe catch something that wants to switch in, like a Crocodile, like that Skeletorge. So that could be a bit of a, hopefully a nice catch if we can get a Toxic off on those. Outside of that, Body Press, Skeletorge is immune, which I feel like could be a free switch-in otherwise. Like, Heavy Slam and Body Press ain't doing nothing to that thing. I guess, but Toxic, I guess, could still be good to get it chipped down overall. Heavy Slam does good damage to the Kyurem, even if we're not going to be able to live a guarantee. No, we would live in Earth Power. We would live 1. I don't know if we're not taking 2. Same with Valiant. We should be able to eat 1 and get off a big Heavy Slam on that, too, for big damage. Same with Crook. So, yeah, we've got some utility going right here. Max HP, max def on this thing with a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit of defense. When this thing Mega Evolves, it's going to be an absolute demon. So hopefully we can make it put in the work. Finally is your boy Red Hot Chili. We got Moltres holding the heavy duty boots with Flame Body. Defog, Roost, U-Turn, Hurricane. Pretty standard Moltres going Spadef this week on this as well. Figured Mega Aggron could kind of chunk physical hits as is. And Moltres, like, it doesn't really have a physical threat that it wants to handle, except for maybe a physically defensive Iron Valiant. Or a physically offensive, excuse me. But I feel like a special Iron Valiant is just better into my team. So that's why I decided to go Spadef on this guy. Max HP, max Spadef. Defog is there to get rid of the opponent's hazards. I got a couple of good ones with the Tentacruel to set the Toxic Spikes. Crocodile gets Stealth Rock, so does Lycanroc. I believe the OGERPON Wellspring gets Spikes, because my OGERPON does. Flame Body, if I can get off a Flame Body burn on something, that'd be nice. Roost is there to heal myself. U-Turn for momentum. And then Hurricane just does good damage to the majority of their team. Like the OGERPON, like the Iron Valiant, like the Skeletorge. So that's why we've got that there. Max HP, max def, trying to be as tanky as possible with a nice and beautiful calm nature on that. So that's going to be our team for week 1 going against Stella. Let me know what you guys think of the team down in the comments. What would you have done differently? What do you think I did well? Let me know what y'all think of that. I think I've held y'all up enough. But before we jump into battle, if you guys are really enjoying the Draft League content, make sure you subscribe. I really appreciate all the love on these, and they're really fun to do. So hopefully y'all are enjoying them. So definitely subscribe if you want to see more of the style of content. Now I believe I've held you up enough. So let's go ahead and jump into the battle. I will see you guys in just a moment. All right, we are back. We got all linked up with Stella. The battle has been had, and it's time to break this down, a little post-commentary action. So looking at their team, no Iron Valiant is kind of crazy. We've got both the Terra Captains here this week, the Doggo as well as the Celesteela. Likely leads on the opponent's side. I could see them leading with the Tentacruel. If it has T-Spikes, that's a bit unfortunate because I don't have my Pheasantipity this week. Crocodile also could be a good lead to set up rocks, or the Doggo could as well. yeah, they got a couple good leads. I think my lead of choice here ended up being the, I think it was Moltres? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since we've had this battle. It's a little late on getting this upload done. I think my lead was either Moltres or maybe Aggron. I can't quite remember because I think I wanted my rocks up pretty early because I don't really have a way to remove those. Actually, no, they've got Tentacruel. Tentacruel can Rapid Spin. I forgot that thing. That's like what it's best known for. Anyway, I think I end up leading with Aggron as I believe they do lead with the Crocodile. So let's go ahead and see. So I go ahead. They do lead with the Crocodile as I lead with my Lele, actually. So I really wanted to stay in on this thing, and I think I end up doing so. But what I really wanted to do here was I was like, the switch into Tentacruel has to be the most obvious switch in the universe. I really want to go for Psychic. However, if he stays in and I go for Psychic, I have Egg on my face and I might lose one of my best Pokemon, like right off the bat. So I was this close to making the Moonblast play, or I mean the Psychic play, but I knew it was not a good play in the long run. It would have given me good momentum to start off, but, you know, sometimes, this is one thing I want to get better at with battling. I want to be able to, like, tell myself, you should take this risk and then do it. But I feel like that's something I struggle with a lot. So I did not take the risk, and unfortunately, we see he's intimidated, so that's good. He's not Moxie. But he does bring in the Tentacruel as I go for my Moonblast. Unfortunate, because I am Choice Scarf, so now I am locked into that. I can't go for a Psychic move now, as much as I would like to. So we see I do about 16% to him, so he's got a good amount of Spadef investment here, or maybe not a ton, actually. Maybe just like HP and speed could be likely. So I'm going to go ahead here, and I have to swap out. I can't stay in. I have to bring in my Aggron right here, which probably was a bit of a misplay, because if that thing clicked a water move, Aggron was just going to take so much damage because I haven't Mega'd yet. But he actually goes for the Toxic there, so that worked out for me pretty nicely. Bit of a misplay on my part going into this thing. I probably should have gone into my Alomomola. But I guess it worked out because the Toxic ended up not factoring too much. So that's a bit of a plus. So we'll be able to freely Mega Evolve right here and set up our rocks, as I'm assuming he's just probably going to fire off a water move now. We see he does pack the Scald, and he gets the burn, which is a bit unfortunate, but we do get our rocks up here. Large Body's taking some chip, don't like that. He can just freely Rapid Spin these away, that's fine. As I'm going to go ahead and EQ, he eats his Shuka Berry, so good bring on his part. Or, excuse me, her part. Good bring on Stella's part. We get off an Earthquake on that. And now it's going to bring in the OGERPON's going to come in as I reset my rocks. So right here, I'm instantly thinking like, ooh, I don't really like that. I don't really like seeing this thing. So I thought about bringing in Lele hard to be able to outspeed it and take it out. But I was like, if it sets up a Sword Stance, that's trouble. So I'm going to go for Toxic so at least we can whittle it down. And then Lele can revenge with like Psychic or Moonblast. That seems like the best play at the moment. Is what I would say if this thing didn't pack Substitute. That's not good. That is very much not good. So we can see here this thing is now behind the sub. I basically wasted the turn. I'm burned, so my attacks are going to be doing less damage. So I'm like, I think I just have to try and break this. As we see, she's going to SD with the OGERPON. I go for a Heavy Slam. Does not break sub. This ain't looking good, folks. We see they pack the Ivy Cudgel, and now it's behind the sub +2. My only thing that can outspeed is the Tapu Lele because of my Choice Scarf. I think I have to like hope and pray that something lives in attack, but this thing's a demon. I'm Guard Chop. I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief. I don't think you live that. Well, if it wasn't Power Whip, I think we probably could live it. If it was Horn Leash, we probably could have lived it. But then again, I feel like you just Ivy Cudgel there anyway, so I don't think it mattered that much. But they do hit all their Power Whips, so that's a bit unfortunate for us because that move has PP accuracy. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. We get some Rough Skin off. Hey, like look at that. That's progress. In comes Lele. I realize I have to do this. I probably should have saved my Chomp and maybe threatened like a Choice Scarf, but I did not, so I'm just going to Psychic right here, and then Tapu Lele, thank you for your service, goodbye. And unfortunately, that's basically going to be the beginning of the end, because we have nothing else we can really do. I'm going to Terra Fly just for the hell of it, as they Ivy Cudgel, and yep, there we go. I have to laugh or I'll cry. Lomamolo, you did not live this. Even if you were Fizdef, I'm pretty sure you don't live this. That's unfortunate. So this is why I'm a little upset that I decided to remove Roar and Body Press, because Body Press would have broken sub, and then Roar would have let me phase it out. So I definitely should have gone with my initial instincts of keeping it as the way I did, but I swapped it for Toxic and Earthquake, and that was a definite misplay on my part. I definitely shouldn't have stacked Garchomp when I should have gone Lele first and just accepted it was going to die. That would have been the smarter thing to do. Aloe being Spadef probably didn't matter too much. Probably should have gone Fizdef anyway to have something more to handle this thing. But in my mind, I was like, oh, Aggron's got this, and Aggron did not got this. Aggron did not. So unfortunately, that is going to be how the cookie crumbles. We're going to get 6-0 week 1. But if you remember the last time we got 6-0 in the Draft League battle, I won 4 straight games. So, like, don't count me out yet. But it sucks that that's the way you start off the season. You just kind of have to shrug it off and move on. So hopefully we can pick up a Dubsky next week. This thing's a damn demon, hence the thumbnail. This Pokemon's insane. OGERPON's super fun to use. Hopefully I'll be able to put him work with one of mine. I say one of mine, I mean with mine. I only have one. But yeah, this thing kind of wiped me out. I didn't, like, wiping all out. Yeah, bro, I got wiped out. I got wiped all out. I didn't really have a good answer to this thing. Water and grass stab, like dual stab, kind of works my team. So being able to not have anything for that kind of screwed me, but it is what it is. GG, go next. Great game to Stella. They played their win con perfectly. I don't know what else to say. But hopefully that doesn't deter you guys. I feel like we can come back from this. Just because we're 0-1. I went 0-1 and got -6 differential in my first draft league back, and I ended up going 5-3 and making playoffs. So we're not out yet. We're not out yet. I believe in us still. But that's unfortunately going to be the end of week 1. Your boy did not play the way he wanted to, but it happens. Make sure you guys subscribe if y'all are new around here, because we'll be back next week stronger than ever without a doubt. And definitely leave a like on the video, especially if you enjoyed my pain and suffering, because I'm sure a lot of you do. I highly recommend you do that because it helps me out a ton as well. I'll be back here next Sunday for another battle here in the NBA. Hopefully one not as catastrophic as this. I will catch you all then. Have a great rest of your day, and I will leave you all with this. Peace.